On ocean shores one wonders, where do we come from? What has made up the strings of our minds? Who will stay, after all, when it's all over? Ode to my mother. The day of departure, I was afraid. I was standing at the airport, filled with love and gratitude for my sad father and my sick mother. A state of brokenness and despair had become the default. I didn't feel like I belonged anywhere. Not in my apartment, not in my city, not in my country. My parents were fighting and I was crying. My home had been broken. I knew I had to do something, change, run, or simply disappear. So I started cutting the strings which my life was made of. I kept cutting and cutting, shutting myself off essentially, until it was December and I was hanging on the last icy ropes, bound to breaking, fragile, cold, and clear. I faced a decision that wasn't really difficult for me. I knew I had to go. Leave myself maybe, although that's impossible, of course. But I knew I had to get out of my head and out of this roaring city without windows. I drove up to the airport, full of hope and excitement, and in that moment I remembered how airports used to be my favorite places as a child. Back then I was convinced that the air which flowed through these walls was somehow made of different molecules than the ones I breathed in the outside world, as if there was a different kind of speed in those bluish glass buildings. So I stood there with a little person who scared me and 2 braids of onions on my head. Once I got out, I felt the exhaustion. I smelled the raw sweetness of this land down south. We drove on the interstate highway under palm roof with cigarettes in hand. The music was loud and old, and I looked up to the sun and suddenly felt a deep, all-encompassing, and somehow so strange gratitude. Weeks later, my mother told me that I was like the sun, but I didn't believe her. She was the one, a daughter of the sun, radiant and sparkling, a woman full of happiness, bathed in the light of ethereal dancers. What happened to you? I wonder, and it's painful. Now you lie in front of me like a solar eclipse stuck on loop. When I take hold of my body and look into the morning sky, I can only find the shadow of yourself. I cannot interpret the extraterrestrial signs. Maybe what I see above the horizon isn't you, but the gods which they spoke of on great temple mounts. Where are you? And when are you coming back? I miss you, of course I do, but I came here for a reason. And maybe it wasn't about repairing myself, but rather about finding you. And the truth is, I see you everywhere, in the happy faces of the old women with their white clothes of brightly embroidered flowers, in the sincere men who bring the cool liquor soaked in lychees and watermelons, in the sad children's eyes who want to sell you tinkered paper roses. You are in the colorful walls full of skulls. You are in the cornflower and in the last rays of sunshine which crawled through the thicket of the rainforest. Coming here has done more healing than a lifetime. I laugh a lot again. I scream. I am very stupid and lost like a small child. I'm happy on the big yachts and champagne parties. I'm happy in the smallest bamboo barn in the jungle. I'm happy sitting on Coca-Cola chairs. This is your country, your place, your home. You are not here, but you showed me what it means to be happy like you used to be. How you will be again.